Hi, it's me, Brenda Lee, and I am here to show you another take on a mini album. I had said in one of my previous videos that sometimes when you have a repeating event, my husband and I visit my in-laws in Florida. We've been a couple of times. So basically, I didn't want to do 12 by 12 layouts of every time that we go and see them. But I do want to document the trip because we do see wonderful and exciting and new things. And I definitely want to document who we see, what we do, where we go. But I don't necessarily need 12 by 12s of each of these events. So, we went to Florida, what year was it? 2015, and I had this laying around. Unfortunately, I laid it in my ink pad, so I may try to do something with this. I was going to take my black ink pad because it has raised floral designs inside of the craft, and I was going to take my black ink pad, but I'm a little scared to do that. And I guess if it didn't come out good, I could always just cover it with paper, but I haven't done anything as of yet. But this is a completed mini. It is the K & Company Smash Book, the one in the pink. I don't know what that theme is, but anyhow, without further ado, let's get into it. This is here because I wanted my calendar. This is my calendar, and I wanted it to be on the first two pages, and I had messed up. So this is one of those little add-a-page strips for Smash Books. So I basically just put this here so that my calendar of our vacation could lay like this. We did drive. We drove straight through, nonstop. Oh, I'm sorry. That was not this trip. This trip we did sleep in Savannah, Georgia. So what I did is basically we left on the 14th. We were home safe and sound on the 26th of April. So I just basically put where we went, what we did on a calendar, just laid out bird's eye view, I guess. Okay, so this is just a little postcard that I got from Florida. And this is a little pocket that I made, and inside it's not decorated, just decorated with a little bit of washi tape, but inside I basically left a note from my daughter and my grandson, and it's just basically where we are, phone numbers, where to find us, what to do while we're gone, that kind of a thing. Little cheat sheet. And away we go. So we were on the road, like I said, on April 14th. We didn't leave until 5:10 p.m. because my husband worked a full day. So we were up from like 5 in the morning on April 14th. And we didn't go to sleep until the 16th at maybe 8 p.m. So we were up for, quite a few hours. We drove, like I said, straight through to Georgia. We were going to drive straight through. That was the intent. But the traffic got really bad. We happened to hit Savannah right at 5, and the traffic was crazy. So we decided, let's take my husband said, let's get a good hotel, get a good meal, and get a good night's sleep, and do the rest of the tail end of the trip. So this is just pictures along the way. My son making a goofy face from the back seat. And just pictures, like I said. This is in Georgia. This is in North Carolina. This is just an envelope where I made a little Velcro, and I put gas slips in, and I wrote how much gas it took for our little Honda Civic. It cost us $166 in gas round trip. And we live in New Hampshire, so that is not bad. That wouldn't even pay for one plane ticket. So, yes, it's long. Yes, you're exhausted. But sometimes it's worth it. And I'm a chicken flyer, so it's definitely worth it to me. And my husband didn't mind doing it. So, are there 2 pages stuck together? No. Okay, so this was just our little itinerary, and this was a little United States sticker, and I put a little gem here in New Hampshire and a little gem here in Englewood, Florida, and I put a little tiny piece of thin washi just to show the states that we went through. On the 18th, we went fishing in Lemon Bay, and we caught catfish, pufferfish, and hammerhead sharks. Oh, my son was so proud of his shark. He took his picture and sent it to all his friends right off on his phone. And friends of ours rented a house close to my in-laws' house, and stayed in Englewood close to us, so we did a lot of things with friends right here from New Hampshire. So here we are, some of my friends on my father-in-law and mother-in-law's pontoon boat, and we took the pontoon boat. We do basically the same things each trip, but with different people. So you may hear me kind of sound repetitive, because we always take the pontoon boat. We always go fishing in Lemon Bay. We always go to this restaurant called Rum Bay because it's like delicious and the drinks are awesome and you can only get to it by boat. And so this is us on the way to Rum Bay. And there were 12 of us at the table. And we got the seafood boil, and oh, it was delicious. And then you can take buckets of rum to go. How's that? So, is that it? Yeah. So here we are. We're at beautiful beach right near where my friends were staying. I think it was New Smyrna Beach, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful. And we went to their house, and my in-laws came too, and we had a little party, and that was really fun. There's my son playing guitar for everybody around the pool. These 3 have been friends since they were born. Let's see, here we are on our way out to to Rum Bay, and with our buckets of rum. Okay, so you may be asking yourself, why are you taking a picture that says stay inside deck rails when boat is underway? Well, my friend, just trying to be funny, stood at is that the bow of the boat? Or the helm of the boat? I don't know, whatever, I think it's the bow of the boat. Anyways, and put his arms out like on the Titanic. And my other friend stood behind him to copy him. They both fell overboard while the boat was moving. Luckily, my father-in-law was very quick, very, very quick, and he did not run them over. Anyhow, it was so scary, it was unbelievable, but we probably aged my father-in-law a couple years, but here they are swimming back to the boat. Needless to say, they won't be doing that again. It was very scary. So here we are, all hugging and all thankful that everybody was still okay. Very scary stuff. Here's me sitting on my mother-in-law and father-in-law's lanai with my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I couldn't enjoy that more. I know it sounds so simple. It doesn't sound like anything exciting, but sitting on the lanai first thing in the morning and having it be in the 70s or in the 80s and having a breeze and just watching the canal, because sometimes manatees will come up the canal and there's just such different wildlife, and I've always been into watching wildlife and little creatures, and I just love it. So my husband goes and gets me a coffee every morning, and I sit on the lanai and we enjoy our coffees together. We went to a smoothie bar. So my son wanted to do a little shopping for his girlfriend. So we went to the mall and we went to a smoothie bar. Okay, so this bird that's standing behind this tree, we were watching this bird do this really funny dance. One just like this bird at my in-laws' house. And we were like, what is he doing? What is he doing? And we were like, I don't know, is it a mating call? Because he'd do this really funny wobble with his head. Well, we left there. We went to Walmart. This bird was, same type bird, was perched on top of this hedge. So it's standing on top of this hedge that's probably hip high. And it's doing the same dance. I'm like, well, it must be mating season. No, what it's doing, we finally figured it out. We watched it do its little head wobble, and then it would hurry up and bring its head way down into the bush and come back up. Well, it came up and we saw something wiggling in its beak, and it was a little anole. It must move its head back and forth to try to scare the little lizard. And the little lizard must like scooch down like to try to be incognito, and it went down and it picks it up. So of course I like little anals, so I'm like, oh, well, maybe it got away. And my son says, I don't think so, Mom, I saw it squirt. So sorry, TMI, but that little anal did not get away. But that's what they're doing. They're hunting, not mating. Guess you know where my mind was. Okay, so here we are at New Smyrna Beach at sunset, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And a picture of me and my husband. Unfortunately, it's not very clear. No, in focus, but I liked it anyways. Okay, here we are on our way to go dancing at the Moose Club with my in-laws. They're members of the Moose. They enjoy it very much. The food is awesome. The drinks are awesome. The bands are always really good. It's close to their house, so it's a wonderful time. And people under the age of 21 can go, so my son can come with us, which is wonderful. Here are these three, like I said, friends since birth. They're standing at the Gulf of Mexico, overlooking the ocean, and I just love that picture. They've been really good friends. We've been camping with the same few couples. Well, they were our friends from high school. So, of course, when we started having children and they started having children, we still remained friends and remained doing everything together on weekends. So these three basically grew up together. Here we are at the Gulf of Mexico. And on the way back, there were dolphins swimming right by the boat. I love that. There's my husband, what a goofball. These are our friends and their daughter, and my husband being a third wheel on the boat. We stopped at a little cove and got out, and just so beautiful. This is just kind of a little funny page. I wrote, I see a common theme here. This man spent a whole lot of time either in the pontoon boat bathroom or in the ocean bathroom. You float my boat. But there's a common theme here. These are my wonderful in-laws. I've been with my husband since I was 15. Not married, but we started going out when I was 15. So they're like parents to me. This is my friend. I'm giving him a big old kiss because I'm very glad that he was safe and when he fell off the boat. My husband and I and friends waiting for our drinks and our meals at the Moose. Our other friends and the three kids, which aren't so little anymore. A friend of my in-laws from the Moose Club. She's a sweetie. Her name is Precious. There's my son entertaining us on my friend's lanai. And here's a picture. It's not a very good picture, but my husband and my son were fishing just off the dock at my in-laws, and they caught a tarpon, which a tarpon, I guess, is endangered. So obviously they caught it and released it. But all the years that my father-in-laws lived there and fished off that dock, they've never caught a tarpon. So my son was quite excited about that. And here we are, getting ready to go back home. There's very little room in the back seat of this Honda Civic for my very tall son. We were 30 hours on the road home. We left at 7:45 a.m. on the 25th of April. We drove straight through and we got home Sunday at 2:15 p.m. We talk and we listen to books on tape and we listen to music and we guess the song, or we play all kinds of little road games. So we entertain ourselves quite well. My son sleeps a lot. There's my husband and I. My husband drove the entire way. He does most times. And here we are, as he drives, I just take scenery pictures on the way home. Here's some south of the border pictures, because I love the south of the border signs as you're getting closer. They're very entertaining. They put little jokes on their signs. And we did stop at south of the border, so I got some postcards. And here it is. Welcome to New Hampshire. So we left at 80 degrees. And when we got home, it was 45 degrees. Talk about a little bit of shock to the system. And that is it. That is the end of my little Smash Book, mini book, travel album. It's a little bit chunky, but it closes, I guess. But that's it. So if you're going on a trip, and it may be a trip that you've taken a couple of times, or camping, I think I might do something like this for a bunch of our camping pictures, because we've been camping since my son was 2, and he's 18 now. So, that's 16 years of camping pictures. So I think I'm going to put together something and just try to capture all those memories, because we had wonderful times camping. If you hear something crackling in the background, it's my woodwick candle. I'm down in my craft room. I've got a nice hot coffee, and I'm enjoying it down here, and I'm going to get something done. But thank you so much for watching. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I sure would love to have you. And take care. Bye-bye.